You asked for it, you got it. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live, worldwide. Good to see everybody. Excited about today's show. We have an old friend of ours, and it's going to be great. I can guarantee. I got a good feeling about today's show. What's up? What's up, Felipe? I hope all's well in Chile. Yes, it is the Googie Bowl. Yes, you've heard about the Super Bowl. This is the Googie Bowl. Hey, Alan, how are you? Ray Hogan, Robert Hogg in Scotland. The gang's all here. What's up, Darren? Joe Frank, upstate New York. Yeah. Listen, the easy ones are easy. What makes this show special is we do the hard ones. Astoria Lou, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Yes, we are all looking forward to this. Germany says hi. All right, what's up in the fatherland? That said, let's check in with the hardcore shutterbug, aka Cyclops. What's going on?
Hello, Germany. I can't. I don't want to blow the whole place to pieces. I'll tell you, we're already having too much fun. The show hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, in the pre-show, we had a hoot with our guest, and we're looking forward to. We're gonna get him on.
This is gonna be a good one. I'm already psyched for this.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Before I want to say, there's a couple people out there that might be watching the show for the first time. There's a format here. We're gonna bring our guest on in a bit. Whatever questions you have, we're going to do questions at the very end of the show. Don't drown me in questions, especially Misfits stuff. The Misfits, we're doing the Misfits this much of the show, all right? Our guest has a lot to talk about. It. This isn't just a Misfits show today. So that said, what today how's your eye doing, bro?
It's a rough one. I still have another week with the stitches in, and today's a little stingy, so I'm kind of light sensitive, but I'm good. I think like I said, next Tuesday the stitches come out, and God willing, everything goes back to normal.
They go in your eyeball and take the stitches out?
I think she said her assistant Ilsa, the she-wolf, is going to remove them with her teeth. Ooh. So. But they don't put you out for that, by the way.
Yeah, I've been through some procedures like that.
It's called conscious sedation.
Nice.
This one's called conscious sedation.
This one's called. Yeah. So in the spirit of we were trying to figure out some photos. You in the spirit of today being Super Bowl Sunday. Does anybody? Well. I'm not going to ask. Does anybody know who this is?
Right.
I think it's pretty obvious
for anyone who can't read. Yeah.
For anybody, can anyone out there who can't read take a guess on who this is?
It's just kind of funny because we were like football, and I just happen to have a couple of things in the in the archives. There. Hey, Brian, what's up, man?
Michael Jordan. Is it Michael Jordan? Yeah, Fran, solid band name, Conscious Sedation.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah. Is it Terry Bradshaw? Is it the good one? The San Francisco Treat. Is that what they used to call him? That's Miles Davis. Good one. Is it what, Larry? You and this guy have the same birthday?
Oh shit! Look at that.
Yeah. It says Steven Messina. Yeah, we know who took it, Matt Gray. We're asking who's
actually
in the photo.
Me, Matt. I didn't know. It's my driver's license photo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I get the humor. It says Steven Messina right. Yeah, this is his driver's license photo. Right on. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Is that right? Me, him, and Alago have the same birthday. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Big one.
Jerry Arrows. That's good. That's who it is. Yep. Mac Ray, you win with that. That was very funny. I didn't know you were that funny, Matt. It is the greatest wide receiver ever. All right, tell us what this is, bro.
Well, this was back in 2007. I was working for a company that was sending me all over the place to shoot all kinds of events and book signings and charity events, and he was doing a signing in the city, and packed, by the way. I mean, I know he played for Minnesota as well. I mean, I don't know too much football.
Wait, Jerry Rice played for Minnesota?
Jerry Rice briefly played for the Vikings, didn't he?
No, you think no, Jerry Rice didn't play for Minnesota, I don't think.
Never played for Minnesota?
You're thinking of the other great wide receiver.
Maybe.
I think Jerry Rice played his whole career for the 49ers. You're thinking of Randy Moss. Randy Moss played for the 49ers.
I think he might have also played for the Vikings, if I recall from the little sheet they gave me. But
let me look. Go ahead.
But he was doing a book signing, and I confessed to not knowing much about football. And at the time I took this, I only just learned who he was.
No, he played for San Francisco, Oakland, and like the last bit of his last year, he was on Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Never a Viking.
But
yeah.
But I had only just learned who he was like the day I took the picture. And he was very cool. I mean, this place was mobbed in the city, and everyone's telling me what a legend he was, and I was guilty of just, being happy to be there. But I did shoot a bunch of football events back then. And
here's another one. Here's another one, not of him. And this is just listen, I know this isn't a sports show, but anybody out there, and I'll give you a clue, from the New York area, know who this guy is? Anybody? Who this bum is? Anybody? Yeah. Jerry Rice was on Dancing with the Stars. Actually, he was. Jerry Rice was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yep. Anybody know who this guy is?
Denise.
Come on. Yeah, this. Hey, James Bautista nails it. No, it's not Wayne Gretzky.
Ha!
But good guess. Good guess, D. It's not Doug Flutie, but close. Yeah. It's not Henrik Lundqvist. But yes, it is. You are correct. James Bautista nailed it. That is. Hey, Steve, did you get to keep your old eye as a souvenir?
It's. I'm gonna make a paperweight out of it, I think.
You nailed it. It is Pennington. It is.
Yes.
It is Chad Pennington. Yeah.
And the funny thing about this
Nick Fatigue, huh?
This was a Jets charity thing. The whole team was there, and again, they sent a hockey fan to a football event, so I had no idea who anyone was. Or I was marveling at the size of these beautiful suits that these giants are wearing, and I happened to be standing next to him. And I said, I got to be honest, I couldn't pick half these guys out of a police lineup. And he said to me, and half of them have been in police lineups.
There you go.
And he was super cool. He was very nice. And all those guys, they were all very cool to the fans and to the kids and everything. And it was kind of a fun time. And I did that for like a whole summer.
Good.
And, but
right.
Again, Let me
move the train down the tracks. We got our guests standing by. Thank you, and let us know how the eye thing goes. And is this going to be your return to?
Yes, I am so happy to see everybody, and this is going to be. I'm still going to have the stitches in, so be gentle.
All right,
but
we'll see.
I can't wait to see you guys.
All right, talk to you in a bit.
Release the goog.
That's it. You got it. This is the one, the only, often imitated, never duplicated New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Sponsored by DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Mad Vintage, and the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rowley, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. Information and online sales are being taken at the Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. That said, let's clear the deck and let us bring our guest on. Here we go. Yo, let's make sure everybody's okay in the chat room. Nobody's killing each other. All right, I think we're good. We are good. That said, let's get it on. Today's guest is an American musician hailing from Jackson Heights, Queens in New York City. As a frontman, he is known for his work with the band The Noise. As a drummer, he is known for being a member of the Misfits and having played on the iconic releases Walk Among Us and 3 Hits from Hell, as well as Thou Shalt Not Kill with Antidote. Please welcome on the Super Bowl Sunday, our old friend, King Arthur Googy. Hey, there he is. What's up? Come on. Arthur, are you doing a Sid Barrett? I don't hear you. I can't hear you. Sign off and sign back. Can you hear me? Sign off and come back. All right. I thought he was goofing. We'll get him back. Hopefully it'll be okay. Let me text him. Let me see. I knew it couldn't be that easy, right? Sign back on. Oi, here we go. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed our guest today, Arthur Googy. Give it a second. He'll be back. Everything's going to be okay. Absolutely. Hey, Long Brain, give it a second. I thought he was goofing on me. I thought he was doing a shtick. I thought he was shticking. But we'll see. I mean, he was good in the pre-show. You know, that said. Is that right? The Goog, Walk Among Us is the definitive Misfits album, period. That's pretty definitive. It's pretty great. Let's see. Hey, there he is. Yeah, you're a little crunchy.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, the sound's a little messed up. Is your phone plugged in? Got power?
I hope it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's staticky, but maybe it'll get better. Let's go with that.
Maybe my internet is not that great.
Maybe it'll get better as we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go with this and hopefully it gets better. Can you hear me?
I got my volume. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Just line yourself up and let's get at it. All right. Let's well, thanks for coming on Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't know you were such a sports guy. How'd that come about?
I was born, and then I had an older brother. I don't know what to tell you. I always liked sports. Basketball was my favorite, but I like football too. You know, I like Michigan in the college. I like Kansas City, but I like people from Philly too. I don't want to make no offenses to nobody.
Yeah. Is there something's creating static? Is there something else against the computer or the phone that might be making static?
Is that better?
No, I still hear like. Zzz.
No. I don't know what to tell you. You want me to try again?
Try one more time. Let's try one more time.
All right, I go back to the stream, and then I go back on. Okay, let me try.
Yep. We're gonna try once more, and if it's the same, we're just gonna go for it. And hey, listen. Is it tough? Listen, right. Drew makes it look easy. It's not. We haven't had a problem like this in a while, but regardless, when he comes on, we're gonna give it a shot. Hey, cheers from Montenegro. Well, hey, you know. Let's see.
Is this better, Drew?
A little bit. Turn the phone this way.
All right. I can't see myself. I think my internet's not that.
There it is. Yeah, it's kind of coming in and out.
I think it's my internet.
That just threw something in chaos. It's like, what the hell is that? I've never heard that before. That's crazy.
What?
Turn
it's like phone. Alien shit.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yes. Your volume, your mic is off. Put your mic back on. You had it for us. There you are.
How's that?
Let's just go with it, man.
Right.
Hey,
I'm sorry to the world. Who has ever...
Yeah, we'll make do. Hopefully, it'll. Are you leaning the phone? Are you leaning that against a laptop or a TV or something electronic?
Well, I have the TV on. Should I shut it off in my house?
Yeah, shut it off. Maybe that's it.
Maybe it's the TV being on. I don't know. All right, babe. Let me try. I'll try my girlfriend's phone.
All right.
How's that? Is that better?
A little bit, but your voice is like electronic and staticky.
Oh, jeez.
But all right.
Okay.
Maybe it'll go. Maybe it'll go away. Let's go for it. All right. Let's just go for it. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. Just this whole technical stuff is a little bothering me now. So.
Yeah. We'll be all right.
All right. How's that?
There you
Good?
go. Good. Now you sound good. Just leave it there. All right. That sounds great. All right.
You know,
let's go.
I put a glass bottle in the back of the phone. Maybe that did it, you know.
You sound great now. Let's go with this. Let's jump right into it. How did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
My oldest brother and sister, they dug the Beatles and the Stones and all that stuff. You know, I was born in 61, so like, you know, when I was 3-4 years old, they were digging on the Beatles, and I had a lot of sisters. I had a brother and a lot of sisters, and you know, it was like the Beatles basically. I can see better, so I'm gonna wear my glasses. Yeah, I guess I got to say the Beatles, you know, like, you know, and then the Stones, and, you know, we just watched it. You know, when you have an older brother and sister, they get records, you just there, you're listening to everything, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You're like, you know.
You had an older brother and an older sister, right?
Yeah, I have 7 sisters and a brother, so I had a lot of sisters. So I'm pretty hip to what girls like to listen to, you know.
Wow. So, you had 7 sisters and a brother?
Yeah.
How come
so I'm the middle of 9.
Right. Yeah.
So
there was a lot of music in the household growing up from your older sisters.
Yeah, and then my older brother. You remember that song "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head"?
Of course. That who was that? Raindrops keep falling on my
So,
head. Yeah.
all right, I have a younger sister, Sharon, where she played that song so many times that I went in and I took the record and I threw it out the window. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm hearing the song again, and she ran down to the record store and got it again, bought it again, and kept playing it. I was like, oh shit.
Michael Rose says that was B.J. Thomas who did Raindrops Keep
BJ
Falling.
Thomas. I have one sister, she kept playing it over and over and over and over and over. She loved it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What else? What else? Like early on as a young person, what other music like was in your world? What spoke to you?
Well, what first spoke to me was the Beatles and the Stones, but then it went into Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? And I'm really into that. You know, them two bands a lot. You know, and you know, I don't know I started playing drums at 12, so you get like. I don't know what it is for most people, but I guess I learned like maybe 12 songs of other people. And I said to my older brother, I think I'm going to go professional now, you know? Like I already know enough to just do this, you know? So.
Why drums? Why did you pick up drums?
Well, I got conned into the drums, kind of. Not conned, but my brother played guitar and bass. So he got me a set of drums so I could be his drummer, you know?
Right.
So.
And who were your early drum influences?
Well, definitely Ringo and Charlie Watts, but definitely Bonham, definitely Keith Moon, you know, they were my influences. And then punk rock happened to me, man. You know, I heard a Ramones record and that changed everything, you know.
Did it?
So, yeah, like when I heard the Ramones, like music became too unattainable. You know, you had to be like Journey. And at that point, I was like, in the whole world, or there was a whole culture of people that like, well, we're not going to, who's got $100,000 to make a record and be, you know, you just got to go out. How do you make new music? You know, your music. How do you make a stand? What are we going to keep listening to the Stones? I mean, of course, we're going to listen to them. But, you know, when you're an artist, you want to do your shit, you know, that's all, you know. So yeah. I felt like, no, I never started out like, yo, I want to be in like a cover band, or yo, I want to be playing weddings and my mitzvahs. You know what I mean? I didn't start off, you know, I started off like, yo, I'm going to be a big superstar, you know, and that's it, you know.
Makes sense. Did you get into a band right away as a drummer?
No, my first band, I think I was 18. I was the Misfits, you know what I mean? Like the kids in my neighborhood, really, I grew up Irish Catholic in Jackson Heights, Queens. So,
yeah,
you know, there wasn't a lot of people playing instruments. You know, most of the kids from public school played instruments, but Catholic school, not so many, you know? So, you know, it wasn't a lot of like bands I was in, you know, nobody played, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I had to come
Jackson Heights wasn't a hotbed of musical activity growing up.
No, I mean, you know, a couple blocks away, the guy from Johnny Ginzali, Johnny Thunders came from my neighborhood. A lot of people came from Queens. It's just that people that played music concentrated in the city, kind of like even wherever you were from, you ended up meeting up on the Lower East Side, you know? So, you know.
Francis Sawyer asked, did you catch the Ramones early back then? Did you go see any? Did you go see any of the Ramones or anybody?
All the time. Yeah, like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Drew, but you're going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
What was the question, Drew?
Now I can. Francis asked, did you catch the Ramones at CBGB's? Did you see the Ramones early on?
Yes, a lot.
Anybody else from those early punk days who you saw that were inspiring in any regard?
Well, yeah, there was tons of bands at CB's and Max's Kansas City. There was a lot of bands, you know, the Talking Heads, Blondie. You know, there was a lot of bands. You know. No, I'm getting it. This internet is terrible.
I mean, I hear you. Okay. What other drummers? What other drummers did you like inspired you from the punk scene?
I really liked the guy Lucky from Circle Jerks. You know, I saw that guy play the drums and I dug him. And you know, there's a few good drummers out there. Mackey's a good drummer, you know, there's a few good drummers out there. But when I saw the drummer from the Police, I went to CBGB's once to see the Police before he became famous. And once I saw that, I felt like giving up because the guy was so damn good, you know. But that's a whole nother issue, you know.
How about how about Clem Burke? We mentioned him.
Yeah, earlier, but when I talked to you, yeah, he's tremendous. He's,
Yeah.
you know,
And what was
like I said, I liked Dino as a kid too. I like the Rascals. You know what I mean? They were like kids from Brooklyn that you thought they were from London. You know.
Yeah.
I like Dion too. I like a lot of stuff.
Hey, here's a question for you. Glory Noise TV asks, please settle this for me. Did Googy play drums at Max's with Speedy John and West Beach in the Accidents?
I might have.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
That, huh?
I don't know. The band was called The Accident?
The Accidents.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. That wasn't.
Fair enough.
But,
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I don't know. I was asked to play the drums a lot with different people, but you know, Dee Ramone was trying to get me to play drums, but I couldn't hang out with that guy.
Yeah, he was pretty well. He was tough. You know, he was tough.
Just you know what scares me? It was always the drugs scared me.
Tell me, tell us about
I
it.
like the music. Well, I like the music, but I don't. I smoke a little weed. I have a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon, but I'm not really big into getting wasted. You know, like being out of it. You know, on drugs. It's not me. So.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a given to music and the art. Any art, even the acting is the same.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Misfits. Go
ahead.
You mentioned the Misfits. The Misfits were the first band you were in. How did that come about? How did the Misfits come into your orbit? How did you end up in the Misfits?
Okay, they had a record in Max's and they had a record in CBGB's what I used to hear, Bullet. And then I was dating this girl named Amy from Chicago, and she was friends with this girl, Natasha, who had a store on 8th Street, and the Misfits were friends with Natasha. So this girl, Amy, that I was dating, told me, oh, this band, they're looking for a drummer, the Misfits. And I was like, who? You know, like I didn't know who they was, but I knew they had a song in the jukeboxes, which was kind of clever, I thought. And so I auditioned for them, but I didn't really know their music. So, you know. So the first time I went, Glenn was like, nah, this guy, no. But the Jerry, the bass player, was like, no, he could play. He doesn't know our songs, but this guy could play drums, you know. So then he gave me like an EP, and he said, if you could come back next week and play these 3 or 4 songs, then that would be good. So that's what I did. I listened to the songs and I nailed it, and then then Glenn was like, yeah, that's the drummer, you know. So
I know Jerry's mentioned before that your work ethic was a big part. The fact that you'd work, during the day and you get on a bus to go out there. He said your commitment and your work ethic was a big part of really them being able to really pull it together. Any memories of sort of, of those days of rehearsals and taking the bus out there and stuff?
Well, I got to say for Jerry and Doyle and that they had a good work ethic too. Like, I went out there 3 nights a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever. And I just, I worked in the city, got on a bus, went to Jersey, practiced, came back to the city, then went to Queens. But they were there too. So, you know, they worked and they went to whatever, and they had to be there too. So, you know, we were a sharp, you know, band. You know, you rehearse a lot, you get good. You know, that's it. You know, you just get good. You know.
Were you
So,
were you rehearsing those early days at the at the at the at the factory at their father's factory? Is that where you guys rehearsed?
well, before that, we used to rehearse in Lodi. Before the father bought the factory, we used to rehearse in Lodi in the garage. They had a 2-car garage, so half of it was Kenny's with his cars. The brother that doesn't play Kenny, and the other half, Bill and Jerry had their, you know, studio, you know, their
Right.
rehearsal studio. So that's where I always rehearse with them in the garage, you know.
Yeah. And when you and here's an early shot when you first joined, it was Bobby Steele, right? Was playing guitar. This was the lineup. You, Bobby
Yeah,
Steele, Glenn, and Jerry, right?
yeah.
And that
And then
didn't
that didn't last too long.
no.
No, then I don't know. And then, you know, after I was in the band 6 months, then Doyle became the guitar player. You know.
Right. And I guess this lineup with Bobby Steele was the one show. Yeah, that's right. Club. I have the flyer for it. You guys.
57.
No, this was the one show with Bobby was in this place, Club Exile in Long Island City.
Oh yeah, in Astoria. That was in
Yeah.
Astoria at Club Exile.
Right. Yeah. You remember that place?
Tony. Go ahead.
You remember that place?
Yeah, I remember that show. That was my first show, I think.
Ah.
Or my second show. I think Chase Park. Chase Park was my first show, and then we played Exile.
Right.
You know. So
yeah.
Because all my friends from Queens could actually go to this show. It was easy to get to for them.
Right. Right.
You know. And that's how I got the name Googy, because they used to call me Magoo, my original friends from Queens. And the guys from the Misfits heard Magoo, and Jerry started going Googy, and I was like, shut the fuck up, and it stuck, you know, like shit, you know, like on a shoe.
I was going to ask where that came from. So yeah.
Yeah, that's where it came from. As a kid, I was Mr. Magoo. I was Magoo 42, you know.
I see. That makes sense.
You know, so if
Misfits...
you know,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you.
I was going to. The Misfits didn't play a lot back then, right? It wasn't like later on when bands were like playing. Like Misfits seemed to play like, you know, not a lot, not a lot. Is that fair to say?
Well, we didn't play in New York City a lot because we didn't want to play New York City out. Like, you want to only play in the city twice a year or something, you know, because we wanted to play other places, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that we didn't play a lot. You know, we'd fly and do 20 shows in the West Coast or like 10 shows in the Midwest, but you know, we were trying to just go other places. Like, you can't always like just play in New York and live and die in New York. And especially with the punk rock, you got to make your own following. You know, the bands that get out there like Black Flag and the Misfits, we went to all these little towns that bigger bands wouldn't go to, and the places were packed because they were appreciative of a band coming to their town. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this many times that there was no real roadmap back then as far as bands like that touring. It was Black Flag, the Misfits, a couple other bands. There was no real roadmap. That's fair to say, right?
Well, there's always a road. You just gotta frickin' find it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there's things set up, but there's entertainment routes that you just gotta follow those routes. You know what I mean? Who's setting up shows? How many shows could you do? You know, like this. You know, it all depends on your own commitment. Like, you could go out on the road and never come back. You could just stay on the road, like the Chili Peppers, and Metallica was like that too. They toured tremendous, you know.
Yeah, they put in the work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike LaRoche
I remember playing I played the Whiskey a Go Go, Metallica. They were a brand new band. Like, and the guy was, I remember, the drummer and maybe the guitar player were they like, oh, we're in Metallica, and I was like, oh, that's nice, you know what I mean? And then you know, just a couple of years later, I should have said, man, what's your phone number, dude? You know, but I was just like, you know, you don't know with people, you know, what they're gonna blow up or not, you know. But they like the Misfits a lot, you know.
Yeah. Was there anybody in that era, in that early era, that like any unsung heroes, or better yet, is there anybody you thought that was going to really blow up, but like for whatever the reason they never got over the hump? Was there anybody that really impressed you, like in those early days, musically, a band or something like that?
Well, one band I could tell you that I thought was going to be way bigger was the band, what's the name, Television. You know what I mean? Because that record that made Marquee Moon was like a real classic. You know, and that was tremendous. And then they just never took off for some reason or another. I don't know why. You know, so
yeah, they were great. Mike LaRoche asks, what was your brand of drum kit when you played with the Misfits?
Well, Jerry made those drums because I had black drums, so they were like 3 black Yamaha drums, and then my original snare from my Ludwig snare from that I had my whole life, and then like Tama, but I always use Zildjian Tama hardware, but it was Zildjian. So it was the 3 drums were Jerry donated to me with stands, and then I had my own cymbals and my own kick and my own kick pedal and my own snare, you know. So
yeah, here's I guess this is a pretty early shot of you in the band. Looks like you're smoking a spliff there too. But you and Jerry, this looks pretty early on in the game.
Yeah. Wow, that is early.
Yeah. Did you like?
I think this is. Go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
I was smoking a cigarette too back then. That was probably a cigarette.
Right. Yeah, I remember when you smoked cigarettes. Were you when you joined the band and they had this image? Did you feel like was there pressure to sort of get with the program, change your image? Like you were always kind of a misfit among the misfits. Like how did their image sort of like?
To tell you the truth. Oh shoot!
Babe? Stand by. Yeah. This is. Can you hear me? That was it, huh? Damn. It's over. It's over. Oh. We'll get through it. Can you hear me? Sign off and sign back on. Sign off and sign back on. Can you hear me? Hey, we were just starting to get it. But gives me a chance to get some photos together, right? Where are those great fucking... here it is. Yeah. Listen, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Got to ask him about this, huh? Yeah. So we'll make our way through it. He'll be back. He will be back. And this is what happens when you get high. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Our guest today is Arthur Googy. And we're very patient with him today because I don't remember the guy. I don't recall the guy doing another interview anywhere. And that just might be it. But hopefully we get him back. There's still a lot to talk about. A lot of Misfits stuff. We got to ask him about Antidote. Got to ask him about his live with no safety net. He'll be back. That said, yeah, here he comes. Here he comes.
Yo, I'm so
Hey, man.
sorry.
It's okay.
I had a disaster. A living room disaster. I got like a half a bottle of Gus's Cola all over my dining room table.
Oh shit! Did you clean it up?
Yeah, as clean as it's gonna get for now.
All right.
Sorry, people. Sorry,
Hey,
people.
turn the phone this way. Let's see what happens.
I can't even see anymore.
There it is. That's
How's that?
good. Good.
Let me get that
And
J bone out of my mouth. The
and
world
that's
didn't
and
see that.
you sound good. You sound good, and you look good, bro.
Well, thank you very much, Drew, and you look good too. And you know, does people know that me and you were in a band together named Antidote?
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Let's.
All right. Continue with your question.
Yeah, but did you back to this here? Was there like look image wise? Was it awkward? Like you know, was there any stress or
Listen,
any drama? Go ahead.
I'll conform a little bit, but there's only so much I could do. You know, they had their look, and I had my look. But to legitimize their look, me being like Mr. Joe Regular in the back playing the drums kind of makes them look more real. You know what I mean? It legitimizes them. But if everybody just conforms, then well, what are we, fucking sheep over here?
Yeah.
You know, I do what I do. I do my art my way. They do it their way, and it's all good. You know.
Yeah.
I'm like Dr. Serious when they walk in, and they're like Dr. fucking bug outs. You know.
Yeah.
See, there you go. I have blonde hair, and this is where we took the picture. This is where we took the picture for the album cover, and Glenn cut my hair off and then put a color background and made me look like a bald-headed dude. But I should have let it go. It's all good. I was too serious as a young man.
You're right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, why quit a band? You know what I mean? Just let it go on forever. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
You know what you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another one.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you about this. And hold on. I want to ask you about
You go, Drew. You go. You ask.
Let me ask you about this 3 Hits from Hell.
Yeah.
I know this was part of a bigger recording session that was kind of never released, and the songs kind of dribbled out. Your thoughts on this and the first, not Walk Among Us, but the early recordings that you did.
Well, what do you want me to talk to? What do you want to know about them?
Well, what was it like recording? Do you any memories of actually recording this stuff?
Yeah, I remember everything about recording all this stuff.
Tell us about it.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? You know, you go in and you rehearse the shit out of songs, and then you go in and you record the frickin' things. Drew, you know me. I always want to record. If people aren't going to record, then how you going to get a gig? You know what was clever about the Misfits? The Misfits made their own record label, Plan 9. That was a little clever thing because then they pressed up the records, and then the records could get into CBGBs and Maxes, and then if I give somebody a record at a club, I'll get a show. But if I give them a little fucking CD tape and say, "Can I warm up?" No, fuck off. You got to come in larger than life, or you're never gonna get. Like the guy from Aerosmith, fake it till you make it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. James Curry says, "Googie rules. He's my favorite of the Misfits drummers. His playing and pacing allowed the songs to shine."
Yeah, because you listen. You know, with music, you can't overplay music, but you can't underplay it. You got to play it for what it is, and just do it simply. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the bass and drum should be pretty simple. It shouldn't be overcomplicated.
Yeah. And do you remember that there was a whole bunch of songs that were recorded and was never released, and this stuff's just kind of dribbled out, right?
I don't know about that, Drew. dribbled out, you know, you make a little. We made the album, but we made like three of these EPs. Like they had an
Yeah.
EP out, Bullet, they had Bullet, and
Yeah.
they had something
Right.
else, and then we made like 2 or 3 EPs, and then we made an album because nobody was paying for us to do an album until we got a Slash record deal. So why
Right.
put out an album when you could just put out 3 songs on an EP and tell people, you know, that's what we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just to put shit out there to get into the jukeboxes because jukeboxes in 1979, 1980 existed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people
How
didn't.
about-
You needed to have vinyl. You know.
Yeah. And then people recognize this as sort of the quintessential, the
Sorry.
Misfits album, and your drumming is what anchors the whole thing. Any memories and thoughts on this?
Well, I'm glad that I did it. I'm really happy that we did it and we accomplished it. You know, I remember after it was like the 30th anniversary, and I got a call from Jerry, and he said, you know, it's 30 or 40 years old. I forget what it was. And I was like, man, thank God we did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's always good to make the recordings. You know what I mean? If I could go back in time, Drew, I would have went along with the program a little bit more. And, you know, like,
Yeah.
sometimes in life when you're young, you think life ain't happening quick enough. So I got to do something else, you know, like, but if I just kept this pace, it would have been a better situation. But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, hindsight is hindsight.
You know,
is-
you're looking at the picture here of this picture, and you see the drummer, Googy. I got blonde, chippy hair, and I was so upset. And I went to rehearsal. I remember. I went to the rehearsal in Lodi, and Jerry's mother was cooking dinner. Jane, she was such a nice lady. She fed me every time. And, you know, Jerry and his family were really great people. They're really great people, the Kayafas. You know, there's no doubt
Yeah.
about it. I
Mhm.
shouldn't give a last name like that, but, you know, Kenny and them. But when I saw this, I got so upset that's, you know, I shouldn't have got upset. I should have just said, you know what? Uncle Fester could be my new nickname, you know?
Maybe would have in retrospect, maybe would have just rolled with it a little
I
bit.
should have got big glasses, you know, like Steve Mestina.
Yeah, right. There you go. Hey, you know, let me ask you about this sort of this incident, this kind of legendary incident in Misfits lore at the Elite Club when like the shit got crazy and people were chucking shit and like what many years later, what's your take on that incident in April 10th, 1982? You remember that?
You want to hear the funniest thing about life?
Mm.
My brother passed away, but he used to drink at this Irish bar in Midtown. And he tells me he meets this kid that was the kid that threw the full beer can at the drummer's head. And he doesn't realize that that's my brother. And so he's telling my brother the story, and he goes, you know, you threw a full beer can off at my brother's head, and you hit him in the head. You almost killed him. You almost knocked him right off the drum stool. And then he gathered himself and jumped in the crowd and banged you out. And then Doyle got nervous and whacked the guy over the head with the guitar because Kenny was helping me. His brother was on the sound. He was doing the soundboard with Earl from Sacker and Truss, and Earl from Sacker and Truss and Henry from Black Flag like came with us. Like when we went to California, we met them, and then they came with us to the shows, you know. So they were there, you know. So it was like Earl, Kenny, and Henry, and then there were the 4 of us. So it was like 7 of us, you know. And then we had to kind of fight our way out of there. But what happened was the kid hit me, and I shouldn't have done it, but I jumped in and I banged him out. I was like, motherfucker, hit me with an empty beer can, not a whole one, bro. It almost killed me, you know.
Wow.
But it was funny that the kid said to my brother, your brother had every right to jump in and fucking bang me in the head. And then because I shouldn't have fucking done that. Like that was nasty, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I met Jello Biafra and all that stuff that night. And, you know, you know.
With
And
the-
then they
with the
wanted
sh-
to wreck all our equipment, and we had to go like the incident happened real quick, and then the concert was over after like one song. Then we went up to the dressing room, but when you look out the window, they were wrecking our equipment and our backdrop and everything. And I said, guys, we got to go back down there onto the stage and throw these guys off and get our shit back because we got shows to do. This is the beginning of the tour. So we marched down, the 7 of us, and we started like beating the hell out of there. Anybody that was on the stage got beat, you know. I'm sorry. I kicked you in your ass and I threw you off the stage because I had to save my drums and my shit, you know. And then we had to sneak out, had to get out of there. And by rights, we should have been arrested. And the cops were against the punk rock kids, so they were busy trying to beat up the punk rock kids outside, and we were sneaking out the back door trying to get back to LA, man. Holy shit, what a fucking scene that was, you know.
Were the shows violent by nature back then constantly? Was that a constant thing to deal with?
I don't know. You know, they used to throw darts at the Sex Pistols. You go to London, you know.
Ugh.
Like, there was this one band, and they used to spit at them. You know, they had a song, Stand Up and Spit. I remember who the fuck that was. And everyone would spit on them, and I go, man, that's fucking gross, man. Anybody spits at me is getting an ass kicking, you know?
Yeah, I hear that.
You know, a lot of people, when punk rock first started, I don't know if you remember, but when it first started, people were like, that shit sucks. They hated it. It was like disco, you know, people like really fucking, they didn't, you know, like they couldn't open their mind that maybe there was something else out there, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, it was weird. It was,
And people would come to shows to just get into some shit too. They come to shows.
well, they go into the mosh pit. You go, did you come here to like, you know, mosh, or did you come here to try to hurt somebody? You know, like, you know, it's questionable.
Yeah.
And then with the spikes, you know, could you leave your spiky jacket off to the side, please? You're gonna hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm
Hey,
more into not, you know, have fun. You know, it's
Joel Ghostin says, having played a lot of those songs when I jammed with Jerry and Doyle, I bow to the Goog. Nika Go-Go is one of the most inventive drum patterns ever. Really great playing that doesn't get his due.
yeah, I know. They should get me to play one of the shows so they could pay me instead of that freaking drummer from player. You know, and I like to say this. I want to bury the hatchet right here. Whatever happened between me and Glenn in the basement when I saw that album cover, I was wrong. I should have just handled it differently, because I think Glenn was a lot of fun and he was a good friend. And he was a lot of fun. He's a good guy, you know what I mean? And he's talented and he can sing, you know what I mean? So, you know, I should have said, okay, you know, call me, whatever, Uncle Fester with the bald head, you know, we know he is. But, you know, I handled it differently, so you can't go back. But I wanted to put it on the record that I think he's, you know, talented and whatnot. And besides that, when we used to travel around, the 4 of us, we had a good time. You know, we liked each other. You know, the people, he's a good guy, you know.
I was going to ask you, like, were you friends with any of the guys? Were there any fond memories of being in the band?
Always. All my memories of the band were great. You know, Jerry's father coming to pick us up at LaGuardia Airport. Jerry's father used to call me Northern Boulevard. He'd go, Northern Boulevard. And then he dropped me off, like, on the roll on, like, 86th and Northern, you know, because I lived in Jackson Heights. And he'd be like, all right, get out, you know. And I'd be like, all right, see you guys later, you know. And then they go to Jersey and whatever, you know. Jerry's father played a key. I remember after that show in San Francisco where there was that riot.
Move back a little so we can see you. Move back just there. You go.
After that show, we went to this Italian restaurant that Jerry's father was Italian from New Jersey. He said, go to this restaurant and eat some food. And then he was directing us like what to do. He was like, well, you know, you guys got to move on. You know, like they were very supportive. I had great memories of these people, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, another kind of thing that's been handed down through you know, folklore is sort of this McDonald's incident. Did this really happen? Was that the breaking point in the band that you and Glenn got into a scrap over cheeseburger?
No, not at all. It was the whole thing in the basement with the album cover. I just thought that
Ah,
he should have asked me first. You know.
right. So the whole
You
the
know,
whole cheese the
I
whole
used to go.
cheese.
I used to go into McDonald's and say, "Could I have a cheeseburger, but hold the burger?" And they
Yeah,
go, "We can't do that." Then I say, "Okay, give me an apple pie. Give me 2 apple pies and a French fry and a chocolate shake or something." I don't fucking know. I gotta get out of here. I'm in the middle of America. I says,
yeah,
"Could you run across the street and get me some broccoli?" You know, like you're in the middle of farmland and you can't get fresh broccoli, but they're growing it across the street. You know.
yeah. So the whole cheeseburger thing, that's just a myth.
Yeah, that ain't true.
Yeah, yeah. There you
I
go.
don't know.
So uh, the Walk Among Us cover, that was sort of that was it. You had
Yeah,
enough. How
that
did
was
it
what
end? How did it end?
Well, I really don't want to talk how it end because I'm a little bit of a hothead, So like I
Yeah,
don't put me in. I want to put myself in a good light.
yeah, right. Fair enough. Fair.
Drew, you know me. Drew,
I
you
do.
know me.
I do. I do.
I don't
But
suffer fools. But listen to me. In hindsight, I wish I could have took that day back and just said, okay, no problem. Let's make another album. I should have made 5 albums with Glenn and the
yeah,
Misfits. Come on. You
yeah.
know what I mean? We just got bigger. We should have been on the tour with Metallica years ago. We wasted all. And then he went and did that. He did good by him.
Yeah.
Rick Rubin produced him. He was on American Records. He did good.
Well, he's a talented
No.
guy and he's a great singer.
Yeah, he got a great voice. That's for sure. And he got the horror thing down. He watches a
Yeah.
horror movie and he goes home and he writes a song about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the attack of the woman. He'll be like, yo, giant. She was great.
Right.
He got a clever. And even the Dead Kennedys got their name from the Bullet record.
Right.
Like that Bullet record where Kennedy's getting his head. That's where they got the name from. Dead Kennedys. So he's pretty smart with the what do you call that?
Imagery.
Yeah, but when you put out propaganda, he's very good at propaganda.
Yeah. I just grabbed this just so I can put it up so people can see it. Goog's referring to this, right?
Yeah. So the Dead Kennedys saw that that's how they got their name. That's what the guy told me.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Good.
But all right,
good stuff.
And that was
said,
before I had a band. That was one of the records in the jukebox that I knew they had.
Yeah. And this is just as we're sort of making our way through the Misfits stuff, but these shots are great. The stuff in the cave and all that. Where was this? Do you remember? Is this Jersey? This cave?
Yeah, that's probably Jersey or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we get all weird. Glenn was like he should have been a filmmaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think those.
But notice they're in black. I'm wearing white. Like I always try to do things my own way.
Yeah. Here's another one. Somebody. I know there's a lot of Misfits people out there. These are Erie Vaughn's photos. I believe, right?
Oh, Erie, the guy that was living block.
Yeah, Erie Vaughn. Yeah, he ended up in Danzig.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is probably like in Jersey somewhere.
Right. Yes.
Like there's a lot of toxic wasteland in fucking Jersey,
Yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of toxins in Jersey.
Toxic wasteland,
Yeah. So that said, that's the Misfit stuff. And let me take a quick sponsor break. and we'll come back and we'll get into some Antidote stuff, and we'll talk about the noise and got a couple other things to surprise you with. Okay, you got a couple minutes.
AKB.
Hmm?
And AKB.
AKB, that's right. I'll see you back here in about 4 minutes, okay?
I learned that from Louis Armstrong. When you name the band after yourself, it means you're the boss.
There you go. I'll see you in a couple minutes, all right?
All right, Joe.
There you have it. We got the train rolling on the tracks. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Our guest today is King Arthur Googy, talking Misfits. We're going to talk Antidote. We're going to talk about the Levi's ad he was in and much, much more. Let's do a quick sponsor thing, and we'll be right back. Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Will that be cash or in debt?
Do you mean debit?
Yes. Sorry. Another eternally satisfied customer.
Yo, what's happening? I'm out here at one of our all-ages Sunday matinees on the Bowery. I hope that you are enjoying today's show. I just want to let you know that the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live needs your support. Please step up. There is a Patreon page that has a lot of unique program. Shows are announced there first. Lots of good stuff. There's a PayPal address right there on the screen if you want to make a contribution. There's also a super chat function. You could do that, but the bottom line is this show exists because of your support. We're going to be doing it for a long, long time. Thank you for all your support through the years. Back to the show.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth, society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking...
And we're back. And we're back. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Hey, want to mention some upcoming shows. There is no show. We will be back a week from Wednesday with Merle Allen, brother of Gigi Allen. That is, so there's no show next Sunday because we're doing a Bowery Electric thing. As fate would have it, interestingly enough, with the Undead, with Bobby Steele, Sad Plant, Star Car, with Sab Gray from Iron Cross, the Car Bomb Parade featuring Mike Flattery of Incendiary Device and Joe Frank's Prize Fighter. So that is 1 week from today, and then we'll be back on the following Wednesday with Merle Allen. Then a couple days after that, boy, there's a lot of tie-ins here, isn't there? Dave Lombardo is on the show Sunday, February 23rd. Wednesday, March 5th, Travis Nelson, a.k.a. Reverend Sinister, from the Hub City Stompers. And my condolences go out to Travis, who just lost his father, sadly. Sunday, March 9th, Carl Legel will be back on the show. Dina Douglas, photographer, Wednesday, March 12th. Kurt from DRI, Wednesday, March 19th. And Adam Blake on Sunday, March 23rd. Want to thank patrons, people that are supporting the show, people that make this show happen. Latest patrons, Incendiary, Elisa Borgatti, and John Dunn from Iron Cross. Please support the show. There's a couple ways to do it. Being a patron is great. Oh, by the way, while we're here, I want to mention free for all patrons. We're doing the New York City Cinematic and Music Tour on Saturday, May 10th. This is free for all patrons. We go out. We have a great time, a whole bunch of us. That's Saturday, May 10th. Just a heads up. Join Patreon. Be a patron. Support the show. Also, there's a PayPal address there. If you're a renegade and you want to make a one-time contribution. Also, there's a super chat function. If you have a question, do a super chat function for a couple bucks. It'll come through in color, and I can't miss it. So also, if you're watching the show in rerun, please subscribe to the Stone Films NYC YouTube channel. And also, right now you're watching the show, please give it a like. Let's get our algorithms on. So please support the show. That said, I think we're good. Yo, Hegs, you're coming out on the tour, right? Absolutely. Yo, Hegs, you're a big part of the walking tour. You have to come. So basically, listen, come on out on the walking tour, smoke grass with Hegs and Rat Bones, and hang out with the rest of us. That said, let us bring our guest back on. The one, the only, the incomparable King Arthur Googy. Hey, man. Can you hear me? Oh, here we go again. Can you hear me? Sign off and come back on. Let's do that again. That seems to work. That seems to work best. In the meantime, as the Goog is getting back on, like I said, the Undead is February 16th. That's next Sunday. We're back in the A7 ID on Sunday, March 2nd with Crazy Eddie, back where it all began. Sunday, March 16th, Hub City Stompers, Rebelmatic, Winterwolf is out, Rebelmatic is in, Ancient Domains, Daja, and Ill Raised. Hup, is he back? Can we hear him? Hey, there he is. Hey.
You hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't hear you. Fuck.
I can hear you, but you can't hear me? We had it. I shouldn't have taken a sponsor break.
You hear me?
I hear you.
I can't hear you, Drew. Shit.
All right. Hold on. You stay here. I'm going to sign off. Hold on.
I'm going to do it again.
All right. Do it again. If he can't hear me again, I'm going to sign off. I'll leave the show to him. Can you hear me? Who was that? Missing Persons. Oof. Yep. This is like Doyle tuning in between songs. Yeah, well, listen. This is the only interview you're going to see with this guy. The only one that's ever been done. So be patient. We'll get him back on. Back to the task at hand. Up. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. Come on, Googles. Hey, man.
Drew.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hold on, I'm leaving.
That sucks. Babe, that volume is up.
He's doing commercials. He's working out on his end.
I'm losing battery here.
You hear me? Can you hear me? No go, huh? Yo. Hello. Hey, look at it like this. We got to talk about some Misfits, right? Hopefully we get them back. We haven't had problems like this in fucking years, man. Listen, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Come on, let this be the winner. Come on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Drew, I'm having a volume problem. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Shit. What can we do? We've never had this problem before.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
All right. Shit, that might be it. As fate would have it. We'll give him another shot. StreamYard versus the world. It's not StreamYard, man. It's him. Yeah, that's right. You brought Springer to Bridge 9. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Restart your phone. Yeah, I should tell him to do that. Yeah, let me do that. Tell him to restart your phone. Let me see. Yo, can you hear me? You hear me?
Drewski.
I'm gonna tell him to restart.
I know
his
you
phone.
can see me now.
Yeah. Restart your phone. Okay. I've told him to restart your phone. Look at your phone, bro. Look at the phone. It's not me. It's not. Yeah. And you know what? I don't want to bring people in. I don't want to be around people. This works best. Once in a while, shit goes awry, but I told him to restart it, restart your phone. Maybe that'll work. I know, right? It's worth the wait. Hey, listen, I'll just act like it's. Oh wow, I just did away with everything. Oh, damn. I signed off, and kind of just lost everything. It's a crazy show. That said, let me mention what else. Okay, yeah, we did that. We did this. We did that. Rai Fest, Saturday, March 22nd. Pugs, April 11th. Enraged Cropsy ID. Yo, Conservative Military Image, playing one of our matinees. Rampage Fest 7, Sunday, May 4th. All ages, free, down at the Bowery Electric. Speaking of the Ramones, right on Joey Ramone Place. Sworn Enemy, Silence Equals Death, Brass Knuckle Brigade, Redwoods, Life of Deceit, formerly Gunk, and No Comply. We talked about the music tour in Tompkins Square Park. On Memorial Day weekend is our annual show. Non-residents, Butterbrain, Fire is Murder, End of Hope, and Sonic Bomb. But I will not be there because I will be playing punk rock bowling with Incendiary Device, 7 Seconds, Negative Approach, The Effigies, Stalag 13. And then, yo, if you haven't heard, it's going down. My Wedding Bash, me and Rochelle. We're doing My War with a bunch of guest singers. And Scott Hellen's doing his thing. So that is Sunday, June 1st. That's going down. So come on out to that as well. Let's try this. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There you go.
But you can't see me, can you?
Yes, I can. I see you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's great.
That's good. We can go. What?
I can't see me, but that's all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with this. All right. You ready to go another round?
Yo, go for it, my brother. Go for it.
So you leave the Misfits and you get back. What happens next? How do you land? And then how did the Antidote thing come about?
I don't know how it really came about, but I know I met Nunzio, and we said, "Yo, we should do a band." So we did a band, and then we needed a singer, so we got Louis, and then we needed a bass player, so we got my brother-in-law Brian, and Nunzio taught him how to play.
Right.
We said, if you buy a bass, he'll teach you what to do, and all you got to do is know our songs, and nobody will know you don't really know how to play, but that's how you learn.
Right. So a lot of people don't know that is that on Antidote, specifically on Thou Shalt Not Kill, this, right? This is Arthur's brother-in-law, Brian, playing bass, and he wasn't a bass player. They taught him how to play these songs, right? I can't hear you. Fuck. I can't hear you. You have the mute on. Unmute yourself. You're muted. You've muted yourself somehow. He has muted himself. Man, we haven't had a show like this in a while. Thanks for hanging in. We're getting a little at a time. Was it intimidating playing for the great Drew Stone? Believe me, he wasn't intimidated. I was intimidated when I joined Antidote. I was. It was like Arthur Googy was playing drums when I joined. I was like, woof. Yeah. Best interview. Thanks. Hopefully we get some more of it. Football sucks. This rules. Thanks, Matt. But I'm getting a little tired of it. The technical shit like burns me out really quick. So hopefully, yeah, right. If he doesn't touch his phone, we'll see. Here he comes again. Let's hope for the best. I think he touched something and just fried it out. This is why beforehand I send people a link. I like to do a tech check, and we like, and I like to connect with people. But sometimes it's hard to get somebody to commit to a tech check and get everything together. So we'll see. Might have to regroup with this guy. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens. Hey, we got a little bit done. We'll give it a little bit longer. He's going to sign back in, hopefully. What he's saying is come. Yeah. Dude, he showed up. Win. Yeah, exactly, right. And how about the heartfelt thing about like I wish I would have done things differently with the Misfits. Woo, that was pretty deep. Didn't see that coming. So that said, hopefully he comes back, or we'll just end it there, and we'll all go not watch the Super Bowl. So, but I got to ask him about. It's interesting. Just as we were getting into this, so we'll see. But yeah, now I think he's just having problems, just basically just fucking signing on. Hold on. Yo.
Drew?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully this works.
Hopefully. Yep. Yeah. It's a little staticky again. Get it away from the TV or whatever. Put a glass in front of it like last time. I hear that static again.
I turned the TV back on because I was watching the Philly-Milwaukee basketball game, but it's all
the
right.
TV. Turn the TV off.
I turned it off.
All right.
I just did. Watching Philly against fucking Milwaukee.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's all staticky. Put the glass in front of it again.
Are we all right now?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Jesus. Man.
I got to tell you, this is starting to burn me out. So, we might have to call it.
Straighten this out. I'm reboot.
All right. I'm losing my patience. Hang with me a little bit more. My patience. I grow weary of this game. I'm running out. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, it's time. Hey, give it another 5 minutes, people, and we'll turn the TV off, for Christ's sake. I got so much great stuff to show him too from when we were in the band together. Fuck. What a bummer. Yeah, he's moving his phone around. He needs to stop touching it. Listen, Yep. Where is he? What part of the world? He don't want to talk about it. I have a good feeling about this next restart. I hope so, man. I hope so. Let's see. Let's see what comes up. Here he is. Hopefully, you ready? Everybody. Yo.
I hope so. You all right?
Yeah.
What up, my brother?
All right, he's back. Good. All right. Let's talk about how Antidote came to be and memories you have of recording this record.
Well, I learned from the Misfits that you needed a record to get shows. So I said, as soon as we learned 8 songs, we recorded them at Moogie Klingman's on Park Avenue, and it was 21st Street in Park. And we went and we recorded and we mixed it and we made this little fucking package so we get shows.
I didn't know that was Moogie Klingman's place.
Yeah, that's who it was. I still got the tapes downstairs in a drawer.
Yeah. Anything that wasn't included on this, or was it just the 8 songs?
I think it was just the 8 songs.
Right. Okay. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Let me ask you.
I can hear you.
The record cover. Could you tell us about the cover for Thou Shalt Not Kill and this image?
Well, yeah, that's like a Hare Krishna thing, you know what I mean? If you eat the cow, you become the cow, and the cow, it's just, it's from the Hare Krishnas.
Yeah. Anything else regarding this? I mean, within.
I'm a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian. Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh man. I wish I was had better reception. I swear to God.
Go ahead. I can hear you.
It really killed. Okay. Good.
All right. Can you hear me? I'm going to call it. Hey, I'm going to call it, man. I didn't get to so much stuff, man. Fuck. Can you hear me? Yeah. I think that's going to be it, man. Maybe we'll try to get him in a better situation. But I want to show you before we go. I was going to show him this clip. First off, a couple of clips. This stuff, I don't think he has seen this. Nobody has seen this since we recorded this in 1984. Get a load of this. I want to explain what this is. In 1984, when I joined Antidote and he was in the band, my brother did a student film called Deadly Rain. And these are a couple excerpts from it. It's a bit longer than this. It has it's never been posted on the internet. Nobody's ever seen it. A couple people, but it's never been posted. But here's a couple excerpts that I wanted to show him. Check this out. There you go. Deadly Rain. Never before seen. I've never made it public on YouTube, but that's a bit of an excerpt. That was the band when I this is my brother. My brother, it was like his student film.
Yo, I got my girl's phone now.
Oh, for Christ's sake, man!
Because I got the original cell phone.
You look and sound great.
Of course, I sound great. I sing in a band called the Arthur King Band. Now let's get with
Look at that. Why didn't we do this to begin with? For Christ's sake. Hey, did you see that clip that I just played?
Yeah, that was. I remember that. Is that the brother that works on that show?
Yes.
No, I can't believe that. That's one of my favorite shows.
Yes, that's my.
He works with that guy, and the guy goes Evan. He always goes Evan.
Yeah,
he's like his right-hand man.
Josh Gates, Expedition Unknown. That's my brother.
Yeah, but that's great because he must see the whole world with that guy, and that's great.
He sees it all, and here's a shot of us from that day on the set.
Yeah, we look like 1980s, you know.
I know we do, man. We do. It's great. And let me see what else I got. Here's
got some
go
good
ahead.
stuff.
Yeah, here's a shot. Now we're getting into some territory. Good. I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad we didn't have to bail. So
yeah, I feel, I know I shouldn't use the word retarded because you got. But I'm actually smart, so I'm retarded, you know.
Yeah. Hey, check this one out, man. Look at this shot.
Oh shit. Oh man. What the hell am I doing? Construction?
You know, if I remember correctly, you were like renovating this storefront down on like Eldridge or something. You were like you were like renovating this storefront for something. You had some idea or something.
Wow. Rivington, I think.
Rivington. That's right. Yeah, it was down there on Rivington. This is 1984. Yep.
Yeah, and you want to know something? Where the rats are bigger than people.
Yeah, that's right.
The rats, cats.
Yeah, and let me see what else I got. You've never seen any of these shots, but this is the first show that I played with Antidote was at the Rock Hotel, and here's a shot from that day, right there.
No, that man.
Yep.
Well, I wish I could blow that up a little bit, or maybe I can, but I don't want to touch that on the phone.
Don't touch nothing. But that's the first show I did when I joined, and here's another one backstage with Brian and you. And you remember this guy? You remember Ozzy from the High and the Mighty?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Couple more, and let me see if I got a couple other ones. Here's a great shot of you, man. This is a great shot of you playing drums in that early Antidote gig. Great shot.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. So I think Jessica Bard. I think Jessica Bard took it. And that said, yeah. So that's some old Antidote stuff. That said, how did that play out? I mean, I was there.
I saw you.
Huh?
What?
Go ahead.
I saw you at that. You set up a thing out in Long Island, a barbecue.
Yeah.
At a bar.
Yeah.
That's when I saw you. That was when I was playing with George Musa and Brian Goss in the Noise.
Yeah, that's this from that day right here.
Yeah. There it is, right there.
Yeah. And I got a picture. I did a song with you guys, right? What did we do? Did we do Sonic Reducer or something? Did you guys do Sonic Reducer?
Maybe we did, yeah.
Yeah, there. That's me and you singing that day.
Yeah, it was really dark in that bar during the day. I wish there was a little more lighting.
Yeah. So
and you was doing Drew Stone acoustic, punk rock acoustic.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was kind of you ever see this picture? You ever see this shot? This was later after, a couple years later. This is in Brooke Smith's book.
I was gonna talk about Brooke because I was just watching, waiting, you're backstage here, sort of whatever. And Brooke came by and I was like on your screen and you know her, right?
Yes, of course.
Oh, Brooke is she ended up being a big famous actress.
She's great. She's great. She's a big supporter of the show. She does great work.
No kidding. If you ever see her, tell her Artie says, "How are you?" Because what happened was when I first started doing music again in 2000 or 2000 and something, I went on Facebook and Instagram, but then I felt like it was so intrusive on my personal life that like 10 years ago, I just stopped going on. I didn't go off of it, but I never went on it again. You know what I mean? Instagram and Facebook, because I just think it's so intrusive on people's lives. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people should just do things instead of talk about doing things.
Absolutely. Hey, could you tell us about The Noise and how that came about?
Well, how The Noise came about was that Brian Goss, he needed shelves for this apartment him and Maggie bought, and I said, okay, I'll do a barter system with you. I'll build you like the shelf unit in your living room if you do the artwork for one of my bands. And he said, all right, because before I had The Noise, I had a band called Up and Running, and that was with Miles Kelly on the West Side. So he said, yeah, I'll do the artwork. And he was working at Rolex. But then for some reason, he got this record deal with this German label, and he had to put together a band, and he wanted to do 2 songs and send it to this German label. And I was like, well, yeah, I'll write the lyrics and I'll sing it, and I don't want to be the drummer, you know. So we sent it over, and they loved it. And we were like, okay, then we'll make 10 more songs or 8 more songs, and we'll make an album. So we did that, and then I went to Germany 3 years in a row. Not 3 years, like 2 years. I went there I did 21 shows in 22 days. I did 15 shows in 16 days. I did 20 shows in 21 days, you know. So I saw every little town in Germany. That was kind of cool, you know. But then nothing ever happened in the States with the noise.
Yeah.
You know. So, and that's who I played at the barbecue with you. But we had a different drummer. We had a German drummer that time. He came over from Germany and played the drums for that show.
Didn't, speaking of television, didn't the drummer for television play on some of the early noise material?
Well, when the noise started, Brian was friends with Billy Vicker, the drummer.
Right.
And I gotta watch what I say right now, but Brian was playing with Billy Vicker, and I listened to the fucking record and the music, and I said, "Who's playing the drums?" And he said, "Billy Vicker," and I said, "It's crap, you know, like the guy doesn't know where he is on the planet, you know what I mean? He's just over the fucking place." He goes, "It's Billy Vicker from." I said, "I don't give a fuck who it is. The guy sucks." So we had to go get it. We had to get another drummer at that point.
Yeah.
Because
Got it.
Like, you know how when people, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but when you know how somebody did too many drugs in their lives, and like maybe it was acid and they don't come back from it, you know what I mean? You go, where is this person? You know?
Yeah.
He's really not in this song.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, like this, you can really test the intelligence of a human being. A song is 3 minutes. Come on now. There's an intro, there's a verse, there's a chorus, there's a verse. There may be a bridge if you like the Beatles, and then another verse and a chorus, and you're out of there. And the outro. All right, that's not rocket science. That's pretty basic. You know, it's like 8 parts and you're done. It's 3 minutes. Come on.
Who did the I'm looking for the someone's asking who did the graffiti logo on Antidote, Thou Shalt Not Kill?
You know, that was George Sewell, my friend, who's an artist. I got George for that, you know. So that was
that Geeby?
No, that was George Sewell.
Different guy.
Yeah. They were both friends. Yeah, they're both good friends. Geeby passed, God bless him. No.
Yeah, here's.
And then I wanted to say something here off the cuff before I went off. I put on news. I watch News on the Ones to see the weather because I'm a New Yorker, and then I go on to MSNBC, whatever. People could take what they want from it. But in one segment, there's that guy that works on News on the Ones, that guy that does all the music stuff. He's really nice.
You talk about Roger Clark?
Yeah, I love him. Right?
He's
like my favorite guy. You know, like
is that right? He shows up at our shows, man. We love that guy.
That guy. So he was talking about the show at the Beacon for Jesse Malin. There was 2 shows. Right. Then I talked to George Musa, who got me in touch with you. And George Musa said he did the lights and everything for those 2 shows. And I was like, oh, I wish you would have told me, you know, because I would have ran over there and hung out. But I wanted to say God bless to Jesse Malin, because that's a very sweet person, you know. And you know, Jesse, you know, I don't know if people know, he owns a couple of bars where people play at, and he's always giving, you know. He's always was a person that gave back, you know. So I Hare Krishna, and I hope that he, you know, really gets to walk and really, you know, just stay with it. And God bless you, Jesse. You know, that's what I got to say. So.
Hey, you know, after, I mean, is it after you left Antidote, we didn't see you for a minute, and then you turned up. I think might even have been, hold on, I got this clip. It might even have been on fucking Super Bowl day we're
which
watching,
is today.
which is this, which
I
is,
never have enough shirts, I never have enough shoes, just a couple of pair of 501 blues, that's all I need. You said button fly, I say yes indeed. They shrink to fit everywhere on me. Now I may have to hurry to get some new shoes, but
you turned up on this Levi's commercial. Like, did this play on on premiere on the Super Bowl?
Okay. 1987.
I
First,
never have to worry about my Levi's 501 blues.
Go ahead. I took the volume down. Go ahead.
1987. First commercial at halftime Super Bowl was this commercial. So my phone starts ringing and my friends are calling me and they're asking me, "Is that you?" And I go, "No, but the guy looks just like me." And then what messenger wears a tie? Come on. And then you see the Levi's I'm wearing in this commercial. They try to me Levi's, and you know how Levi's are. You gotta like wear them for a while before they really fit you. You know, like quadrophenia. You know. So they were trying to give me Levi's to wear, and I said, "Listen, I got like 80 pairs of Levi's at home. I got 501s. I wear my own jeans. You know."
Is that right? Is that right, John? Eddie Fiola doing the BMX in this? Is that right? Let me see.
Probably.
Let's see that again. I guess he knows the guy, the BMX rider in here.
But I'll tell you something, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
The first commercial was in '86 in England, in London. They started this campaign. This was the first one in New York. And then I got my friend Ricky Powell. He got one 2 years later, I think.
Yeah. How did you hook up with this? How did this happen?
All right, you want to know the real story?
Sure.
All right, I sometimes me telling the real story is a dangerous thing. I went, put it this way, I was a bike messenger for like 5 years. And it was a Friday night. Can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was like a Friday night, and it was like 6 o'clock or something. And I was really rude to this guy. I was like, "Yo, hurry up with the package." And I can't even say how rude I was. Like I'm like really off the charts sometimes. So he goes, "Oh my God." He says, "Well," I says, "Listen, if you don't give me the package, I'm leaving in like 20 seconds and I'm going," because I had to meet my friends. We used to meet in the Brooklyn Bridge and hang out and eat dinner and whatnot. So the guy gives me the package, but he writes down this address and he goes, "Go on Monday morning at 9 o'clock to this address and be as rude as you were to me to these people." So I said, "All right, bet." But I knew he was a casting agent. His name was Jerry Beaver. So I went on Monday morning at 9 o'clock and I was rude as I could be. And then I left and I went to work and I forgot all about it. It was like weeks went by, maybe a month. And I was home one day in Brooklyn and I didn't have an answering machine or nothing like that. So that my phone kept ringing and I was like, "Man, who's calling me?" You know, because I had a beeper. Nobody called me, you know. And I picked it up and they go, "Yo, this is Levi's." I said, "Man, get the fuck out." I forgot that I walked in and I was rude to these people. So they called me 3 or 4 times and they said, "Listen, don't hang up. We want you to be in this commercial." I said, "You're going to pay money?" They said, "Cash." I said, "All right, bet." I said, "Money?" They said, "US." I said, "Good, let's do this."
That's great.
You know, so
I
was rude. I was rude to this gay dude, and then he said, "Be rude to these other people," you know. And then it's a funny thing because when I walked in the room, Drew, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this because I'm not, Levi's is from San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I'm not going to say it, but what I said to the guy made everybody fall off the chair. They go, "Nobody ever talked to us like that before." And I go, "Well, it's the first time for everything."
and sometimes in these, when you come in out the box a little bit, it takes them back and you get the gig, you know.
Well, listen, for a little while I wanted to be an actor, right? So I went to all these acting schools. Every single school threw me out, you know. So, and then I would say to these teachers, well, how many movies you did? And they say, well, I was never in a movie. I said, well, then when you can't teach me, I don't need you to teach me how to act because I got empathy. I know how to act. I said, I need somebody to get me in the fucking movie, jerk off.
Yeah.
But then we'd have, we have it out. I used to study Shakespeare and all sorts of stuff. So, like I said, every school that I went to threw me out. So I was very proud of that.
Hey, let's take a couple questions. Sean Purcell asks, Yo Googie, why didn't you play a ride cymbal in the Misfits?
I did kind of play a ride cymbal. It was a crash ride. Listen, you try to play a Ringo Starr heavy ride cymbal with the Misfits and see if anybody hears it.
Yeah, right.
You needed to make some fucking noise back there or you wasn't going to be nobody.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? The Misfits is like crash.
Yeah.
Crash, crash, crash.
Crash, crash, crash.
Crash.
Crash. Crash, crash, crash. Right.
Right. There was nothing subtle about the Misfits. I wasn't doing rim shots and like we're doing some slow music over here, lounge.
Yeah. Yeah. Glorious Noise TV asks, Googie opened the Bad Brain show with John Joseph singing in 2006, right? I was there with Bobby Steele who went, oh yeah, that's Googie up there. What was that band, Googie?
That was the Up and Running.
Up and Running?
Yeah, with Miles Kelly. I was singing.
Oh, okay.
And then you want to know something about that show?
Please.
When I walked out of CBGB's, because I was playing a little different music than everybody else, I was playing nice music. Doc from the Bad Brains came out singing my fucking song. And when I was on the outside of CBGB's, I looked him dead in the eye and I go, I got you. He goes, you got me, Bliss. I'm singing your song. I remembered what you said. I go, I know how to do choruses that you remember. Trust me.
Yeah. When you here's a
I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, but somebody's got to do it, Drew.
There you go. When you were in Antidote on the record, you were credited as Bliss. Where did the moniker Bliss come from?
The moniker Bliss came from the fact that I was in that riot with the Misfits and I was Arthur Googy. So now I wanted to be somebody else. So I was Bliss. And then I got Bliss from a train station on 46 in Bliss and on the 7 line. And when I used to be a kid, my mother, I'd say, what does bliss be? And she said, oh, it could be happiness. And then a couple of seconds later, she'd say, or it could be ignorance. And I go, what is it? And she goes, well, whatever you want it to be. And I was like, well, like Prince had just came out. So I wanted to be like that. Like I was like, bliss. And then now you see in the modern era, there's all this bliss makeup, bliss, all this. That all came from me. I'm a trendsetter. I'm way ahead of everybody. Shit. Lenny Kravitz saw me wearing bell bottoms first, motherfucker.
There you go. What's Paul Stone asks, what's Arthur's favorite Misfits track he recorded?
Oh man. I don't know. That's a good question.
You know which one I really like, which I think it brings me to the goog, is Astro Zombies.
Oh, I love Astro Zombies too. You know, it's funny. It's funny when you play music with people and you're like you're making original recordings, So when you think back about it, maybe I knew 30 Misfit songs at the time when I left, or 30 something Misfit songs. And then the Antidote songs. So that's another 15, right, Drew? And then then you got 50 songs, and then anything else I've done since that, and I wrote 40 songs. So like there's like 90 original songs. So then, it kind of gets like I feel like, people don't know about my music, but I've been living with it for a long, long time. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been like, I don't know. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to let the world come to me, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit because I kind of want people to enjoy the music a little, Like I feel like the Rolling Stones, they make everyone dance, and they learned how to do that early. And, look at the Stones. They just snowballed into something that's so... And they're not like this tremendously great band, but what Mick did with what he had was very genius,
Here's a good one from Count Raffus, and I think I can. Let me answer this one a little bit for you because it says, did Arthur save any old Misfits vinyl or shirts? Let me answer that in this. No, I'm pretty sure he didn't because I remember a story. I think this was right before I joined Antidote, because back then it took a while for records to come out. You showed up at a rehearsal with a box of 3 Hits from Hell. And I remember the story. You guys were chucking them out the window, one after the other after the other. Do you remember that?
Maybe, you know, it's just, I just go with life, you know, I go with life. You know, I was more into doing instead of like, I remember one time I was in the Misfits, right? And I was at my friend's house and we were smoking a joint in his basement, and his mother had a 1961 or 1962 Beatles sweatshirt, like a real one, in a plastic bag. It was a size large. And I says to my friend, could I have this? And he goes, yeah, you can have it. And I go, you sure? Because this is like original in the bag. And now I should have gave it to my older brother because he would have loved it, you know, like, oh, wow, I wear this. I said, hell no. I cut the sleeves right off. I made it a V-neck. And I put fuck the Beatles and I put the Misfits on it. You know what I mean? So now I offended everybody, you know? So I walk in the bar and they go, fuck the Beatles. Like, yeah, fuck you, fuck your mother, you know? Like, you know, punk rock was an attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it must be pretty mind blowing to see those records, those Misfits 7-inches that you played on, going for the kind of money they go for, huh? Who would have thought it, huh?
Well, I don't see none of that money. So
no, I know you don't. But
I'm supposed to see that money, but I'm not seeing it. So where's that going?
Yeah. You know? Well, just the original pressings go on eBay for incredible. Terrence asks, did you think the Misfits would be such a cult thing? I mean, of course not, right?
No, you just do shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't like pre-calculated. Nothing is pre-calculated, not even for the Misfits. Like, you think Glenn plans everything out. He's just another guy who wants to be in a rock and roll band and do something like that. You know what I mean? And then he put the horror slant to it. That's all. It's not no big deal, you know?
Yep.
You know, so it's kind of clever in a way. You know, he's kind of clever in a way. He's a good songwriter and he's got a great voice. You know, all those small Italian guys from New Jersey can sing. You know that.
Yeah, there you
Must
go.
be something in the tomato sauce. I don't know.
Any questions you have, now is the time to post them. Ask Arthur King Googy, Misfits, Antidote, The Noise. Post your questions. Let's do a round of that. Now is the time. All you people out there. So let me see if I got any other. Here's another shot of. Oh, actually, here's one. I like this one. This one's for Astoria Lou out there. Here's a shot of you. Here's a shot of you in Astoria Lou. I don't know where this was from, but there's you in Astoria Lou.
Oh, snip. Yo, what up, my brother?
Yep. All right, first question. Who came up with the Antidote name?
The Antidote what?
Name.
Nunzio.
Ah, okay.
He was like Antidote, and I was like, what? For all you know, for whatever you got, you know?
Right.
You know.
Right.
I don't know. Like, he just thought it was genius, and I was like, all right, if you think so, that's good. You know?
It's a great name, man. Great name.
We're gonna say you're a superhero right out the box, you know?
Yeah, it's a great name. Has Arthur seen his Legends trading card?
There's a Legends trading card.
Yeah.
What? And it's of me?
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
What?
There you go.
How do you buy that?
This guy he makes them and I don't think he sells them. He hasn't printed them up yet. He makes them and
he puts them out on the internet. That's really
correct.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I always wanted to be on a baseball card, man. That's great.
That's the front. Let me show you the back. He sent me the back too.
And it's got all your stuff on it, like your information.
Yeah. Here it
like
comes. Yeah. Here it comes. Hold on. There you go. There's the back.
I can see you smiling. You like this too. Oh, look at this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Let me blow that up. Oh, that's so cool. That's way cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you sell like 9 million of them and give me a couple of dollars. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's selling them yet, but he says It's all just digital, but I'll print one for you.
No, this
You
is
know,
genius. You slap in
Yeah.
a piece of like healthy gum, like some kind of good gum, that's
Yeah.
pure cane sugar.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to rot your mouth out.
Yeah. Pure cane. Yeah. No friggin' no corn syrup, man.
Yeah, give me a piece of bazooka and throw in the baseball card.
What's Lost at Sea asks, what's your favorite band to listen to lately, Googie?
Oh, that's kind of crazy. And Jello Biafra didn't like the answer what I gave him back in the day, and I don't think anybody's gonna. I got a playlist, and so it's very eclectic. Let's put it that way. So I got no real favorites.
Okay.
But I do like. I got to tell you, I do like Kings of Leon. I do like the Killers. You know what I mean?
Okay. Go on. Go on.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Do you still own a drum set?
I have two. I have a set in my recording studio, and then I got a set of Red Sparkle Ludwigs to play live, which I never played live. And I got a Red Sparkle snare to go with it. And all brand new Ludwig everything. So I got two sets. I got a wood set that's recording, and the guy that died, John Gamble, used to work with me and record with me. We set up these drums like 10 years ago, and we tuned them up, and they're still in perfect tune. They're in my studio, and I played them, and I go, man, these drums never went out of tune. It's like a miracle. And the guy died, but whatever.
Is that true? Is that true that Frank Zappa came and saw the Misfits?
It is true.
Really? Tell us about that.
Well, I don't want to get too deep into it because I think it was really unfair. Bobby Steele was friends with Frank Zappa. And wow. Frank Zappa was playing across the street at the what was over there, the Palladium?
Yeah, and
the Palladium. We were right up the block on 15th Street in University. So,
you guys, Misfits were playing Irving Plaza, right?
And they end at 11 o'clock because there's some kind of city law. But nightclubs are a little different. You know what I mean? So we didn't go on until 11 o'clock where we were playing. So, he was playing across the street. So it was Halloween, and he came across to see us, and Bobby put him on the guest list. And that morning they had fired Bobby, and Doyle was his first gig, But I didn't see why both of them couldn't have played the show,
Right.
I'm a little kind of classy, I don't know. I got nothing against nobody,
This is, I think I
got if Bobby invited the guy, let him play the last show with the other guy, and you can both be on the stage. Who cares? It's all good.
Is this the Halloween show when you guys came out of the coffins at Irving Plaza?
Yeah, they did, because the drummer can't come out of the coffin.
Right.
Right. I played the drums so they could come out of the coffins.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Mad and Titian Snooky. Right on.
Yeah, that place was packed. I don't know, 1,500 people, man.
Yeah.
So.
Here's a thank you for the for the super chat. Do you have any advice for aspiring drummers?
Oh, you gotta find good people to play with, and you gotta, kind of live it a little bit, So you gotta figure out what you want to do. Do you want to play cover songs? You want to play original songs? So you know that, Drew. You're a musician. You want to play. What do you want to do? Everyone plays cover songs, and then you play in your bedroom, and then you get good, and then you play with people. But then, a good drummer is a rare thing. So I feel like if you're a drummer, play with as many people as you can and get good. Play drums 5 nights a week. Just get out there and learn how to play drums and learn how to fit in,
I gotta say, just sitting here talking about it, I just want to say that I played with a lot of drummers, and you were one of the best drummers I've ever played with. And I'm not jocking you, Goog, but I'm just saying you played drums with authority. You had a way that you played drums. You stood up straight, and you played hard, and you played with authority and conviction. And that's you don't always see that in drummers. You played with authority and conviction, and And you were a hard hitter too, man.
But more than that, Drew, I had my parts worked out.
Yeah.
There's songs. You know, the guitar player
Yeah.
can't come in and play chords from another song on this song. You have to make your parts. You have to have your verse, your chorus, your verse, your intro. What are you gonna do? You know, you're gonna do the tom-toms. You're gonna do people forget, and then they forget. That's my parts. You know what I mean? That's your parts. That's, you know, so you got to make the parts, and then you got to stick with the parts. So it's like,
and you did that. You were, listen. I think it harkens to what we talked about earlier when you joined the Misfits and your work. You know, your work ethic. I think that distilled down to the way you played drums. You were very regimented and very. Is that the right way? As a drummer, you know, there wasn't a lot of freestyle stuff. You really held it down.
I get to the point, and like I do in conversation, you know, like people think I'm like a Columbo. I'm a little dizzy, but I get right to the point, you know, and that's just all the fake out, my Columbo act, you know. So,
what does Arthur think?
I want to say thank you, and this went way better. Even I'm sorry to the people. Tell the people I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties, and you know, maybe we'll do it sometime.
Yeah, let's do a couple more minutes now that you're locked in. Let's just do a couple more minutes, and then we'll call it. Anybody listen? This is freestyle time. Anybody have any questions? Go deep, get weird. You know this is a rare instance. We got Googy here. Post a question. Astoria Lou asks, any memories of recording "Thou Shalt Not Kill"?
Yeah. You know, I remember being in Movie Klingman's studio for like a day, and we just went in and recorded them, and that was it. It was all done in one day, like maybe 2 days tops.
What wasn't there a failed attempt at an Antidote recording for like a Bad Brains comp or something? You guys just hated how it sound?
I don't know exactly, Drew. You know,
okay.
I would never, if there was a compilation of Bad Brains, I would never pass up that, you know, so I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
That seems like stupid, you know. The Bad Brains were like, if you think of the hardcore punk rock, they're the Godfathers, you know.
You always loved the Bad Brains. I remember that.
They're freaking great. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then, you know where we all got it from the Dickies, even the Bad Brains. That song, "I Want You Back, Back," you know, that's where it all came from, buddy. You know?
Yeah, right. You know, there was, you know, I played that Deadly Rain, that Deadly Rain video that my brother did, and
great video.
You know, yeah, and there was, we went into the recording studio and recorded. That's the only song that sort of he used for that thing, but there was other songs. I remember you had a song called "A Million Lifetimes." And you gave me the lyrics. It was called "A Million," and that's like a lost Antidote recording. There was like a cassette of it that's gone. I never heard it since, man. It was too bad. It was sort of the missing link between "Thou Shalt Not Kill" and what we did later. You know, there was we did a bunch of songs. Pat Baldwin asks, did he do a lot of takes for "Walk Among Us," or did they just bang it out?
No, we were well rehearsed. We used to rehearse Antidote. We used to rehearse on First Avenue and First Street, where the Bush Tetras rehearsed. It was a storefront.
No, this is Misfits. Did he do a lot of take for "Walk Among Us"?
Oh, "Walk Among Us," "Walk Among Us."
Yeah.
Listen to me. We were well rehearsed. Maybe we did 2 or 3 takes, but we went in and did these songs, and
right,
you know, after 2 or 3 takes, maybe 4 takes tops, you know, you keep them all and you see which one is the best, and you just rock and roll, you know.
Yeah.
But we're rehearsing. I'm telling bands, you know, go rehearse real, so you know what you're doing when you go in. There's no wasting time. You're spending a lot of money in the studio, so just get in there and knock it out, you know.
Sure.
And then maybe Glenn would go back later and do the vocals, you know what I mean? I don't know how to, you know, and we would do background vocals, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this is, for a lot of people, this is the Misfits record, man. This is the quintessential. This is the great statement, you know?
Listen, Glenn didn't make any other records with the Misfits. He made that album and he made those EPs, and then he moved on and did other things, you know? So, You know, and I wanted Glenn to know, man, he was great. You know, like I have no hard feelings. You know, if I give him a hug, I give him a hug. You know.
Yep.
Whatever.
What's this
Can't
one?
cry over spilled milk.
So yeah, Son of the South 8 says fans will be happy to add his autograph to their records. You don't sign autographs, right? And would pay him. You don't really sign anything, right?
No, this is what happened. I never signed because I thought it was punk rock. I think everyone should play an instrument, and why would you want my autograph? Who the hell am I? You know what I mean? Like, well, you want my autograph? That's retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got to look at it from the other side. People are fans, and I should be more nice, and you know, I should be nicer instead of more nice. But and then when I was in Germany, I told this one guy he loved the Misfits, right? And we played in Cologne, and he was from Cologne, but his wife was pregnant, and he missed the show. So the next night I played, I swear to God, 400 miles away from Cologne. And this guy shows up, and he goes, I missed you last night. And I love the Misfits, and we're playing with the noise. And I said, you know any Misfits song? He says, yeah, I know 2 songs. I said, you come up, you sing the motherfucking songs on stage, man. And I go get a beer. And he goes, get it. I said, hell's yeah. So he says, could you sign a few things? I go, yeah. He made me sign 90 things. I said, listen, Von fucking Heist over here. 90 things. Where are you selling this shit?
Yeah. That's what a lot of it. See, Count Ralph says, thanks for hanging in there, Arthur and Drew. Never give up. This episode is great. So thanks for hanging in there. Ray Hogan asks, do you think the Super Bowl will be fixed?
But no, the Super Bowl is not going to be fixed. You know, it's not going to be fixed. Forget that. You're going to have the best game of your life. The 2 teams that are like working at their peak right now. It's going to be great. But hey, what I'm saying is this. I want to go backtrack for 1 second. What were we just talking about, Drew, a second ago?
Signing shit.
Listen to me. Those records wouldn't be so valuable if I signed them. The rarity of my signature makes my signature more valuable.
There you go.
But I signed, but I just don't. It's kind of like, it's kind of weird for me because I'm like, yo, I just played the drums in this band, and then it became a little something, you know, Arthur Googy, sign it, I'll verify it,
It came, yeah. This is from our old friend Chippy Love. Asks, yo, what's up with that rap song you did? Was it to the beat of Under Pressure?
It might have been. Oh, I did rap. So I did everything. Then Chippy, he doesn't even know the half of it, man. I played drums on so many fucking things you wouldn't even imagine, So
yeah.
Tell him Artie's a money-making machine. If I ain't gonna get it one way, I'm gonna get it another way. I'm going to work, and you're gonna pay me, and I'm gonna get paid, and I'm gonna live and eat a good dinner every day. So no matter what, I live the charmed life.
Evan W. says you could do a one-time private signing with a price of your choice. These guys these Misfits fans are fanatics, bro. They'll set up a private signing for you and sign some records, make some dough,
All right, tell Evan I'm gonna get myself a stamp, and I'm gonna send Drew there with a stamp, and Drew's gonna give you his autograph and my stamp, and consider yourself a lucky motherfucker.
Let me tell you something. This guy hasn't changed a bit in 40 years.
Yo, me and Joe DiMaggio are going out. Cuckoo-cuckoo. We're gonna sign autographs.
Yeah. There you go. Let's do 1 or 2 more, and we'll call it a day. Let's see what else we got. Anybody else?
Listen, tell him when Arthur King Band plays and all the girls are dancing, and he goes, "What the fuck?" and your life changes. It's because of me.
There you go.
All right. God bless you.
There you go. Paul Stone
and
says,
Drew, when are you going to give up your information? I was going to hit you with the. You asked me a question, I hit you with a question back, shit, but I didn't do that.
Don't blow me up, Goog, please.
Come on, Drew. I want to be the one that interviews you for the Chronicles.
Yeah. Anytime, man. Listen, is Daniel asks, is the Arthur King Band planning any shows?
No, not at the moment, because when I do shows, the world is going to come to me, and I will let the world know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not at the moment, because I'm so busy doing other things right now. I got a lot going on. But I do plan on doing music again as Arthur King Band. You know,
Please, man, please do. And
I
let
got
me
20
know.
songs. I got 20 songs ready to go. The world never freaking heard. Keep me moving. Keep me moving on. Come on, man. I'm gonna blow the place up.
Was Googy with the Misfits when they got jailed in London? No, I don't think.
No, that was before me, because I would never
Joey.
get jailed in London. I'm Irish.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's right.
I'm like, they caught you. You better run. That was London Dungeon, but I did play on London Dungeon, the song.
That's right.
Which Metallica covered, right?
Yeah. Can Arthur remember why Mommy Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight live ended up on Walk Among Us? Why was there one live track on that record? Any recollection of that?
I have no idea, but if that's the case, and I don't want to say, it was probably because it was sizzling. It was it was like perfection. Why we recorded it, you know? Got
Larry
those
Kelly,
open hi-hats, the thing is sizzling, man. Mommy!
Can I go out? Hey, were you remember when they got married? When they got arrested in the cemetery? You weren't with them for all that, right?
They got arrested in a cemetery too?
Yeah. Were you with Mike I Hate God when the Misfits got arrested at the cemetery in New Orleans?
No, absolutely not. Never been to New Orleans in my life.
Yeah. What was that last show he said was before Exile? Was there another? Was there another? What first show? Do you remember? What was the first show you played with the Misfits? Was it Exile or some other place?
I think it was Chase Park.
What's Chase Park? What is that? A club?
Chase Park there was a Chase Manhattan Bank on Houston and Broadway, on the south west corner.
It's still there.
There was a club above it called Chase Park. That corner building. It's still there. The building's still there, but the bank is gone. And
yeah.
But it was a big club. It was like a whole big floor, like it could hold like 700 people, you know. So,
yeah.
I played the Ukrainian. Oh, that was nice.
That was a crazy show. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody asked, what was the biggest show you played with the Misfits?
Oh, the West Coast shows were bigger than the East Coast shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there was some big shows out there. I wrote a lot of people in them, so I don't even know. But definitely the West Coast was bigger. You know, because all those skate kids, all those skate punk kids, loved the Misfits.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like listen, I got a neighbor who is a skate punk, so I'm hanging out with him and we're cutting trees, and we're talking, and he goes, "You're Googy?" He goes, I freaking love you guys. And I was like, oh, that's good. Like, let's get on with the tree cutting over here.
You were always all business, man. Always all business. This is a weird
But you
question.
gotta be until you get up on stage, and then you can loosen up. But how do you get up on the stage? Like I tell you, next time you do one of these super hardcore shows, give me a call and I'll put something together and I'll get up and do a few songs. You know?
Yeah, 100%. This is an interesting question. Let me answer part of this. Michael LaRoche asks, when you played an Antidote, did you feel like you were a rock star coming out of the Misfits? Let me explain something to you, Michael, as somebody that was around back then. In perspective, at the time in that era here in New York, the Misfits were not a band that was playing Madison Square Garden. The Misfits were not a gigantic band back then, right, Goog?
Yeah, nobody was. Nobody was. Who was? You know, you played 1,000 people show. So what? Everybody else is doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, it was no big deal. You know, it's like, you know, as time goes on, the trick is to keep the business going.
That's right. No matter what.
That's the trick. People don't realize it. I tell these guys, why quit a band? Why did I quit a band? Why would I have quit a band? I should have had 5 bands still going.
Yeah.
You know,
A Story Lou asks, how many shows did you and Googy play in Antidote? It was a couple. We were in the band
it was
together.
a few.
It was a few.
Yeah, I needed a break from Nunzio at the time. God bless him, and I hope he's okay.
That's nice of you.
You know.
I remember my memory is you just wanted to do other music. You just didn't want to deal with you were moving on musically. You just did. Me and Nunzio wanted to play hardcore and keep moving forward and you and Brian, you were into other music.
I joined a reggae band after that, Modern Clicks.
Right. That's
I
right.
played with Modern Clicks, and we lived in a storefront on Ludlow Street. I played like reggae and rock.
Is that Brooke Smith? Is that
Yeah,
Brooke
that's
Smith
how I met
photo?
Brooke.
But is that picture of the Modern Clicks that's in her book?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this.
That was me. That picture.
Yeah. Hey, anybody out there? Let me say, a Story of Lou or anybody. If you have that other picture from Brooke's book, send it to me again. I want to.
Brooke did a book.
Yeah. Brooke did a book and all these pictures in, and this picture is from Brooke's book, and I think this is you backstage at CB's with Modern Clicks.
Maybe, yeah. With Hilly's wife trying to throw me out for smoking marijuana, and I was like, man, we're in the wreck.
Here it is. He just sent it to me. Stand by. Does any of this look familiar? Hold on.
Look at me. I look like a.
Hold on. Hold on. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you, Lou.
Lou just sent it to me. Are you ready? Does this look? I think this is Modern Clicks, or this is looks backstage at CBGB's. Does this look familiar? These people?
Yeah, there goes the whole band right there.
Oh.
Wow, there they go. Fran, Anna, Buzz. That's the whole band right there.
Ah, Modern Clicks. All right, I sort of remember that. Yeah.
And the conga player, the guy that played the conga drums.
I don't know if this might not be CB's. I don't know.
Yeah, it's CB's, man. All the graffiti, all the writing.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, was that a reggae band?
Yeah, it was a reggae band. Modern Clicks.
Yeah. Any memories of?
Fran passed, I'm not sure.
Say that again.
I think Fran might have passed away.
I think she did. No, that's not Cuckoo's Nest. Any memories of the Ritz gig that became the Evil Live record?
The what gig?
The Ritz, the Evil Live. That Evil Live record was recorded at the Ritz. See, Googie don't care about this stuff. That's the beauty of him. He don't know it. He don't care about a lot of this stuff.
Did we play the? I don't know. Like
yeah. The Misfits played. The Misfits played the Ritz in like '81, and some of that was what was on that live record. Evil Live. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was towards the end of my time there. All right, I guess Drew, it's time to.
Hey, let's do it. I want to thank you for coming on, Arthur. Anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out?
Listen, I just hope Jesse Mallon's okay. I hope Jimmy Castapo. I heard, having a little problem. I hope he's okay. I just hope everyone that's alive is okay.
Yeah.
So, and you too, and congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
For whatever.
All right. Let's keep in touch, Arthur, man. I want you to come out and play some music, do one of our matinees, or come down and please,
Absolutely.
man.
I'm going to show up with the Arthur King band. I'm going to do my thing.
Please, you're always welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
And let me say this to the people and you, Hare Krishna. All right.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Take care. All right. God bless you. Bye. There you have it. Whew. Well, we came out of it and we kind of we saved it. It was cool. Where did I get all the photos? There's even more photos. Because I personally have a lot of photos because I was in a band with the guy for a while. Here's a couple other photos. Here's a shot from Antidote rehearsal in 1984 when I joined. How about that? Right? That's from Antidote rehearsal when I joined in 1984. I took these myself, and these have never been seen. These is you just wouldn't. Here's another one that never been seen. Here's another one of the Goog playing drums, never been seen. This is when we used to rehearse. You'd rehearse in Manhattan. They had all these rehearsal places like Prince Studio and Giant. They were all in this one building on 30th Street. And I remember you could get a cheap room for I think it was $6 an hour or something. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Fangzine. I want to thank all the Misfits Instagram pages who reposted this show and gave everybody a heads up. I appreciate your support. You can reach out to me, any of you Misfits people, if you want. The Deadly Rain thing is nuts, right? I got to post it someday. One of these days I'll post it, but Boo Studios. That's right. Boo Studios. I don't talk much about the Antidote stuff. It ended really ugly, but it was nice to talk a little bit about it with the Goog today. Thank you. Nice save. Thank you. I appreciate it. Here's another never before seen shot of the first Antidote show I ever played at Rock Hotel with Arthur Googy. There you go. You know what that was? I don't know. Did I put up the flyer for that show? Let me see. I have the flyer for that show. Where is the flyer? Here you go. This is it. This is the first Antidote show that I played. This is the flyer for it. There you go. Boom. Rock Hotel. And the date is wrong. The date is actually Saturday, April 21st. They got it backwards. It was Saturday, April 21st. That's the first show that I sang with Antidote. And here's a shot. From that night, and you see Googy back there with his brother-in-law Brian playing. What's interesting he brought up is that Brian, the bass player who plays on the iconic "Thou Shalt Not Kill" record, Googy's brother-in-law was not a bass player. The guy was not a musician, but Googy wanted to have someone in the band that he knew and he trusted, so he brought in his brother-in-law, got him a bass, and literally just showed him how to play the songs. Nunzio showed him how to play the songs. He didn't come from another band. He wasn't a musician. I think that's part of the charm of Antidote, Thou Shalt Not Kill. It's a very unique record in that regard. And it's a great record. It's one of the all-time great New York hardcore records. Incredible. Googy, Brian, Nunzio, and Louis Rivera. Absolutely incredible record. Changed my life. So that said, yeah. I'm glad I got to see Antidote at ASET. Yeah. Yeah. What a story that is. It is a great record, underrated. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it, man. And Arthur wasn't remembering a bunch of things that's interesting. From what I understand, because, for many years, carrying on an Antidote after Nunzio left and playing with the incredibly talented Nunzio, I think that if I remember correctly, there was an aborted attempt to record. The Bad Brains were going to do a comp. And so a bunch of bands went out and recorded for the Bad Brains comp. And Antidote went and recorded, and they were very, very unhappy with the end result. They ended up going back in with Jerry Williams, a.k.a. J.W., the unsung hero of the early New York hardcore scene. And at High Rise Studios, that's where they recorded Thou Shalt Not Kill. So, yeah, I think Jerry Williams had a lot to do with the production on that record. So there you go. I know, isn't that wild? Not only did he play on Walk Among Us, but he played on Thou Shalt Not Kill, two iconic records within, like, I think 2 years of each other. Imagine that, within 2 years of each other. So there you go. That said, this is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. We are sponsored by blah, 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 and Mad Vintage. Mad Vintage. Mad Vintage buys, sells, and collects band shirts, primarily hardcore. The DIY operation was started and is operated by a hardcore kid who just loves collecting and eventually got into vintage clothing, specifically the realm of vintage band shirts. They are always looking to buy out collections to either keep, sell, or trade. New shirts added daily at www.madvintage.com and posted on Instagram. Dig deep into that closet of crapola and reach out to them. Help me help you, Mad Vintage. Last but not least, come on now, 126 Hardcore Clothing is a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining a hardcore attitude. Get in touch with them and ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. Excuse me. That said, winding it down, is that right? Louis, Astoria Lou, I paid $40 for Thou Shalt Not Kill in 1989 at Venus Records. Sticker still inside of it. Yo, Thou Shalt Not Kill is going, the original Thou Shalt Not Kill, I should have asked them how many were printed. I think it's going for like close to $1,000 now on eBay. Joe Frank. Hey, Joe Frank, we'll see you on Sunday. That's right. You know, I got to invite Googie down to this. Be like, you know, it's interesting. Here's something interesting. This Sunday, there is no show next Sunday, a week from today, because we're doing one of our free all ages Sunday matinees down on in the Lower East Side at Berlin with The Undead featuring Bobby Steele. The Undead, I believe, because Tristan from Incendiary Device is playing bass in The Undead. I do believe The Undead plays the song London Dungeon. I should get the Goog to come down and play drums on London Dungeon. How cool would that be? That'd be pretty friggin'. That would be pretty historic, huh? I know. I know, Larry. You mentioned I didn't want to drop it on him, and like I didn't really want to drop it on him. 1,000 copies of Thou Shalt Not Kill. Is that right? I don't know about that. But okay. Yeah, Robo had a similar streak with Damaged and Earth AD. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Damaged was a game changer for me when it came out. Text him right now. I will. I'll talk to him soon. That would be amazing to get him down. Yeah, that'd be wild. What else? Perseverance paid off today. It did, and thank you. It was tough. We almost bailed. I was, the technical stuff just fries me at this point. Like, I just don't have any patience for it. We've had so many great shows. The technical thing's a thing of the past. And go figure, he gets on his girl's phone and it's friggin' crystal clear, you know? So there you go. Next Sunday's show is going to be great. Don't forget. And then a week from Wednesday, we have Merle Allen on the show. Just real quick, anybody else you'd like to see on the show? Let it fly. Any suggestions? I don't know if I would re-edit it, but I'm going to take that heartfelt thing that Googie talked about sort of making amends with Glenn. That was pretty heavy. I've known Googie a long time, and like he did not feel that way for many years. So, to hear him have that perspective of, hey, I should have been a little easier to get along with, Mike Ness, good suggestion. We got to get to that. Mike Patton, another good suggestion, a personal favorite of Astoria Lou's. Yeah, Googie and Lucky from Circle Jerks. Yeah, they're incredible drummers. Chuck Biscuits is another one who I saw play back then, and I was like, whoa. Eric Bogosian. I could ask Alago. Vanilla Ice. I wish. Love to have Vanilla Ice on this show. You know, I produced a Vanilla Ice video back in the day. So, yeah. Chuck Biscuits is tough, man. I have no contact with him. He's not on social media, but he is around. Dukowski, you think? I've talked to Chuck. It's just he doesn't do stuff like this, but Dukowski's big in my world, man. You know, that's a big one. Kerry King. I don't know if Kerry King would do a show like this. Yeah, it was a Vanilla Ice song. Yeah, of course. It was. I did a Vanilla Ice video with my brother. The Stone Brothers directed it. It was. Remember when Vanilla Ice went like sort of like gangster rap on that second record? He had the dreads and he was smoking the blunts. We did a record. We did a video off that called The Wrath. Look for it on YouTube. The Wrath. No, we never had Danny Fields on. You know, yeah, Chuck Biscuits is a complete recluse. You know, but then again, we got Arthur Googy, right? You know, yeah, he said the McDonald's thing did not happen. That's his prerogative. You know what I mean? That's his prerogative. Yeah, I just don't think he doesn't want to talk about an ugly incident like that, and you have to respect it. You know, you have to respect it. The guy just, you know, there's certain things like, you know, you don't want to talk about. You're not happy with them. You're like, why bring it back up? But listen, I'd be amiss to not ask some of the hard questions on the show. You know, you've all grown to expect that, right? How's my research going on Dave Lombardo? I don't start research until the show before it is done. So when's Lombardo on? Let me see. Lombardo's on. So Merle is a week from Wednesday, and then Lombardo's a couple days after that. So I don't usually start researching until that person is the next show. I might do a little bit on Lombardo, but you know, like a show like Dave Lombardo in a lot of ways kind of runs itself, you know. Bring Hilly's son back. He was the best. You know, you want to hear funny? You want to hear a funny story about the Hilly? I was out in New York and at an event and bumped into a Hell's Angel that I know. Been around a long time. Hey, how's it going? He said, yo, I watched your show with Hilly's son and it was fucking great. That was pretty funny to bump into a Hell's Angel and have him tell me that. I reached out to Luigi from Suicidal in the very beginning of the show. Maybe I'll circle back to him. You know, Marky Ramone would be great. I'd love to talk to Marky Ramone. You know, yep. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you, Napoleon. Very, very poignant and very true. Always ask, never press. Yep, good journalistic value. Thank you. I think I could take pride in that. I feel I deliver that sort of always ask, never press. You know, and also on the show we don't. You know, I'm glad we don't get into politics and all that stuff. I mean, I know it's bubbled up once in a while, but that's not why we're here. You know, we're here. It's music. It's the tie that binds us together. That's why we're here. Thank you, Chris Hoffman. Best show. Mike Valente's been on a couple of times. John Brannon knows he's got to come on, but you know, Mike. Here we go. Out of the box. Mike Campbell from Tom Petty's band, now in Fleetwood Mac. You think? I'd love to have him on the show. You know, is that right? Is Mike Clark and RJ Herrera on drums and Louis Seidel? Is that right? I didn't realize those other two guys were in the band. You know, Keith Morris, we almost had. We were talking to his press agent. We almost had, and we've worked on him. That's a guy we'll eventually get. Keith Morris would be like a great 400th show or something like that. Listen, Robo. I don't know if Robo's English is that great. Wow, I didn't know that about RJ. You know, talking about Mike Clark and RJ Herrera. just a little bit of my history here. When I was the stage manager at 3G's stage here in my neighborhood, one of the videos, I was the stage manager, they came in to shoot on my stage was Suicidal Tendencies, Give Me Your Money. And that, of course, was Mike Muir and what's his name, who's in Metallica now, and Mike Clark and RJ Herrera. They shot that video on my stage. Yeah. Send me your money. Devo. Well, Henry Rollins we talked to. He doesn't do these shows right now. He doesn't want to, he's not interested. GBH comes up a lot, Andrew Bender. It'd be great to get anyone from GBH on. Penelope's Fearless. Wow, that Spherus. Good one. Good. Robert Trujillo, thank you. A lot of good suggestions here. Thank you so much. And I love a lot of these offbeat suggestions, Evan W., like George Lynch. Because I love talking to guys a little bit out of the, listen, but let's not get it screwed up. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, right? And I've said this many times. We've had guys on the show that have sold millions of records, and a couple people tune in. You know who people want to watch on this show? You know who people want to see on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live? Take a guess. Take a guess. Go ahead. No, Waddy hasn't been on the show. And we've talked to Waddy, and Waddy's a lot to deal with. Iggy Pop, you think? Who do people? Messina. That's who they want to see. Steve, you know something? We had I had one of the Crass guys lined up, actually. Not Steve Igner. Who plays drums in Crass? Who's the drummer in Crass? Honey, who's the drummer in Crass? Not Nobby Bones. Who's that's right, Penny. That's right. Thank you, Barnacle Bill. I had Penny lined up because I gave Crass some photos that I had, some very rare photos for the book they were doing, and he agreed to do the show. But I got spooked because what am I going to talk about with Penny from Crass other than politics? And we don't do politics on this show. So I just thought I don't know, man. That's right. People want Stigma, and people want Roger Moret, and people want, Jimmy G. And this is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. And, I've thought about maybe changing the name to open it up a bit, but we're not there yet. And thank you for not. Yeah, I just, and I respect him, but it would be very political. And I don't like talking I hate politics. I fucking hate politics. And I just hate politics. As a matter of fact, Incendiary Devices in the recording studio right now, and we have a song called Politics. Freddie's been on the show. But yes, people want, yeah, exactly. Stigma and Roger, that was a great, Stigma and Roger at Bridge 9 was epic. And we have Larry Kelly to thank for that. Larry Kelly was a big reason why that was as great as it was. So Tony Mann, I think Tony Mann's been on. I do believe. Yeah. Cliff Monk, thank you. And thank you if you hung in there, Cliff, with Googie. Googie's a specialty player, and I'm glad we kind of saved it towards the end. I'm going to do a little editing and repost a little bit, but Arthur Googie that's a white whale. He never done another interview. So it was really because of my personal relationship with him that he agreed to do it. So I think that's part of what makes the show unique is I've worked Captain Sensible. Izak's been on, and Izak originally, the first 50 episodes, the Izak episode we did, I think 5 episodes when Izak, who remembers? We had Izak on very early on. He might have been the 5th or 6th or 7th episode when he was having some sort of beef online with some other big rapper or something. Do you remember this? And we got him right on the show. He was like, there was like some drama, and we got him right on the show. And like the views were like staggering. It was like the most viewed show we had for a couple years. Forgot the kid's name he was beefing with. The Bruisers, yeah, we had Al on from the Bruisers, didn't we? You know, didn't we have what we had Al on? Zach. Good one, Knights of Old. We had Vic on, but not Zach. Was it some new metal band? Some big new metal band? What was the guy that ICP? You know, I worked with ICP a couple of times. I should reach out to Joe and get him on. That'd be interesting. You know, Larry Kelly has been on a couple times. You know, Larry Kelly's been on a couple times. Anyway, it was a fun show, man. Thanks a lot, Mick Jones of the Clash. Listen, you know, still my beating heart. Are you kidding? I mean, you know, Drew Stone's top 5, like, you know, Mick Jones, Roger Waters, Phil Lesh, he just passed away. I mean, these are huge in my world, you know. Mick Jones of the Clash would be astonishing. Roger Waters, I'd love to interview. Who else? There's a couple more out there. Of course, Henry Rollins. We got Ian MacKaye. That was on the Wizard. Geezer from Sabbath. Yep. So there you go. All right. Hey, look, thanks a lot, everybody. Fantastic show today with the Goog. Really special show. Appreciate and please support the show if you can. You know, there's a Patreon page. Like the show. Give it a thumbs up. The show's important. It's important to me, and it's important. Steve Zing has been on. We did Steve Zing. Erie Von will not come on the show. He just doesn't. Erie Von just refuses. He doesn't have a computer. He's like one of those guys. Paul Rogers, like from Bad Company and Queen, you think? You know? Thanks a lot, everybody. Once again, hopefully we'll see you in New York on this Sunday, a week from today, for the Undead. And then a couple days after that will be Merle Allen. So that's it. Mr. Jim's a good one. But it's limited. He played on very little Misfits stuff, but still, you know. Yep. Any guest that makes you cry is great. Yeah, we've had a few guests. I've cried a couple times from guests. You know who made me cry? I think the first person that made me cry on the show was Michael Graves from the Misfits. Michael Graves, like, really, he got me, man. Yep. So, you know, because I have a history with these guys. I've known these guys a long time. Googie, Jerry Only, you know, Graves, Doyle. I've known these guys a long time. That said, hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Fantastic. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Life is short. And until next time, do good things, and good things will come to you.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth.